Alright, hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're all doing well. So, welcome to the fourth and final part of how to make disco house. Yeah, we're just going to continue where we left off again. So, we're continuing our remix of Jenna Leroy's Lost in the Smoke. Yeah, and the track's come a long way. I've made a couple of changes. We're going to play this track through just to see where we left off. But I'm going to tell you about the changes I've made. There's only a couple of them. And I've picked a load more samples and loops here. To basically get us over the last hurdle and get this basically it's not going to be a finished track after this sort of tutorial, but it's definitely going to be enough to send to some DJs and test it out. I like to sit on tracks for a week sometimes before send them to labels, just in case I think of other ideas. But yeah, we're going to get this to a point today where you're going to send it out to some local DJs just to basically play in the clubs and see how it's sounding. Right, so I'm just going to play this through, and when I notice something that I've changed that you don't know about, I'll just stop and I'll tell you what I did. Right, so let's just give this a play then. I'm going to stop it there. There's a couple of things I've done different. Yeah, so as you can hear, we used that vocal swell that I showed you in the end. I was only meant to show it as an example, but I ended up using it. And by chance, this is kind of a happy accident. It's the same vocal chop. She's saying, I've got these. Yeah, so our vocal chop is just Jenna saying these. So I've noticed when I've done this sort of vocal chop that these clashed. But once I deleted this, it ended up sounding really cool. It was kind of a happy accident. So I'm just going to play these together. But yeah, this is the thing with doing these vocal swells. I didn't mean to do this, but it ended up sounding cool. And it's quite simple as well, which is really good. Right, so I'm going to play the swell on its own. It's getting filtered in. Let's have a look at it. Yeah, there you go. It's getting filtered in. So you're saying these. And then we play the little vocal snippet. So yeah, it just sounds cool. Like I say, it's got a nice rhythmic sort of thing. It's simple. I was going to add loads of different ones and make it a little bit fancy, but I think this works. And we've got a lot of music parts. I'm even going to add more. We've done a lot of recording here for this one. Yeah, but that's what I've done as far as the vocal swell. Another thing I've changed as well is I've added an extra string part. Yeah, so I'll go up here and show you. We've got the original one. I'll show you that first. I've took a lot of the high end off it. So this is it here. Let's get to a part where it's you can hear it better. There we go. Yeah, so as you can see, I've took a lot off there, and the auto filter as well, which is just kind of fading in and out. But what I did next was blend this with another string. So it's one out of the F9 audio pack. It's just the same MIDI. It's doing the exact same thing. But yeah, I've just blended them together. So I'll play this on its own. Okay, great. We'll continue from here then. Yeah, so we need to add some tension here. This needs some work. Sounds good though. Alright, so as you can hear, that's sounding really, really nice. There's bits missing. Like I say, the breakdown definitely needs work here. We're going to add some more interest. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you like the samples that I've picked. We've even got ones in here that I still haven't used. I've done a lot of prep for this though. Yeah, and I've also made a list here of like all the things that I'm going to do next. Yeah, so like I like to take notes like that. You see, I might not use all this stuff either, but I'll try and explain my way like as I go through it. Alright, here we go then. So first up, we've got a snap, which is like a finger click. Just a nice sounding finger click. We're going to put that in the breakdown, probably in this sort of section here, just like on its own. That gives a nice effect with like a sort of slow piano. Right, so next I've got this arp loop, like an arpeggiated loop. It's got a quite synthy sound. It does kind of work. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it all the time, but here it is. Sounds really cool. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, we might filter it in and maybe like not have it as like sort of full as that. But yeah, it's got a nice sound to it and it does work. So right, next we've got some bass pops. Just like pops of the guitar. In the key of D. Very simple. You can get them off Splice and Loop Cloud and just chuck them in there. And we'll try and like sort of funk the bass up a bit more. I've also got a bass slide as well to do the same thing. Like give it a live sound. Yeah, so that gives it like a nice live sound. So like if you were playing in a band, because that's what we're trying to kind of achieve here, is it like it's sort of live with DJ drums. Yeah, the guitar player, as he's playing, he'll do sort of little stuff like that. Yeah, I've done that a couple of times actually. We'll keep going through. That's a bell noise. All I've done there is it's off the F9 audio pack. And I'm just playing D minor 7, so it's just the 4 notes of D minor 7. I've just kind of sort of drilled them and just kind of fastly played them and then kind of tweaked the MIDI. But it's simple to do. Yeah, it's just the chords that I taught you in there, the first part. Same again with this one, the bell noise. It's D minor 7, so it's just them 4 notes. I'm playing the chord backwards there though. Right, next we've got a bongo fill, again to give that sort of live sound. That's cool. You can maybe put them at the end of like sort of loops and grooves, just to give it like a live sound. Breakdown synth. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to use this, but it's got that disco sound to it. I could maybe reverse it and like filter it and like, make a sort of sweep maybe. Chimes. Yeah, so we've got one in already. It's in like here, I think. But we've got a second one as well. Use that in the breakdown, again just for like ear candy. Alright, so next we've got a cowbell. Like I'm surprised it took me this long to put it in. I should have put this in the first part really, but here we go. Because you hear cowbells a lot in funk and disco, especially the older records, so we're definitely going to use that. Alright, next we've got this crowd noise. Like I say, another thing for the breakdown just to give it a bit more ear candy. Yeah. You can get a lot of these on Splice as well, but yeah, we'll have it quiet in the background, just to give like a sort of layer. And I've got another disco effect. Sort of lasers, that's what I look for with disco, just look for them sort of laser sounds. Yeah, just like all them zap kind of sounds. They like work well in your breakdowns too. We've got another one here. I mean, again, whether I use them, I don't know, but I've just given myself enough room to sort of like get going. And next we've got another drum fill. Really nice drum fill, that. So we're going to use that on the main drop. We've got our own drum fill here, but I've just moved that from there to there. So they're like our in-between drum fills now, and we're going to put the main one there. So we're going to have a lot of variation in the drums here. Right, so next I've got some more piano parts. So I've just recorded some more like little bits. Again, I'm just playing D minor 7. I'm just playing them in a sort of sparkly kind of way. I'll show you it. Okay, so what I've done with this, I've just played D minor 7 like once and then played it on the other hand like the same thing, like an octave higher, just to give like a nice sparkly effect. I've done the same thing here, but I've played it all the way through like a full sort of drill. So just like sort of one. I mean, then I've went in and tweaked the MIDI. And then next, I've done a sort of like piano. I mean, anyone can do that. All you do is just put your finger on it and drag your finger across. Yeah, so you can put those on the end of your sort of groove. And it's just going to, again, we're going to have that live feel. So we're going to try and fit as many of these in as we can, like without cluttering the track off. But yeah, I think it's going to sound great, like the final result. So yeah, okay, so next we've got some extra vocals of Jenna. Like some nice sort of harmonies, and then there's like another hook that I didn't realise was in there. It's the same hook as what we've got. It's just like a sort of, it's, to me, I'm not a singer, but it sounds like the more complex version of the Lost in the Smoke thing. So that's nice. I had them like here and there, like in the groove and stuff, you know, like sort of. Yeah, we have some nice sort of harmonies here, and then like the other hook at the end. So I'll play it all now, actually. So we could use them in the groove and add like delays and stuff. That'd sound cool. So we'll try and find a place for them. Yeah, they're good.
Don't know what to do. Every high and low.
So they're nice, and it's just this one at the end.
But I'm lost in the smoke.
So I mean, it's the hook we've got, but it just sounds like a more complex sort of harder. Like it sounds like the main hook. So we're going to use that as the like in the main drop. We'll keep the other one as well, but we'll just keep that one for the final drop. It makes sense to do it, and it sounds really nice. So we're definitely going to use that. Okay, next we've got a live ride. So I'm just going to use that as well. It's got like a live sound. Okay, so next I've recorded like another guitar. It's the same pattern as like the pluck thing that we've got like already in the track. So I'll give it a play now. So the guitars are panned hard left and hard right. We can maybe put that down the centre just to give it like a nice full sound. It's kind of doing the same thing as the pluck guitar, so that's good. Yeah, so next we've got a reverse crash. It's got like a kind of live sound. Now, obviously, like a reverse crash isn't really a live sound, but like the sample that they've reversed sounds like a live splash. So that'll be a nice texture, that. So we can add that in before the crashes. Right, next we've got a riser. It's a bit weird. I'll go across. Yeah, so it's like them zap sort of things again. Whether I use it or not, I don't know. We've got another sweep down. Yeah. Synth chord. Maybe for some ear candy, I don't know. I've given myself a lot of options here. Synth sweep. What's this one again? Yeah. Got a nice sort of raspy sound as well. It's got like a nice sort of grit to it. And a tambourine fill. So it's just the same thing as like keeping it live. When we do the bongo fills, like we can have that at the same time, sort of like really giving it that live sound. Right, so that's everything in the folder. I want to go through these notes then, and then we'll get cracking. So I've said, yeah, make a filter kick. Yeah, that's fine. So I just had a filter on that. Filter bass, yeah. Use vinyl plugin on music folder. Yeah, I'm going to show you this free VST from Isotope. And it really gives you like your music and your strings and your drums a really vintage kind of sound. Yeah, so I'm going to show you that, and it's a free download, so it's definitely worth checking out. Add some crash fills, add some double claps, add a clear, add a clap fill the same as the main drum fill. So we'll do a sort of yeah, I'll show you it later. Automate string volume. Yeah, I've spoke about that. I'm going to make that more realistic. And then add endless smile. Yeah, I might do that or add some reverb, so I'll delete that. Yeah, so we're going to go through all the lists, go through the samples, and then we should be at a point where we can send this track to some DJs. So, yeah, let's get cracking with it. So, we'll go down the list. It's a nice snap. So, I know I'm going to put this, so we're just going to drag this. I'm probably only going to have it in this breakdown bit here. Just add a little bit of effect. It's going to help the piano sort of like groove along. Right, so I'll turn this down, and then we'll take a listen to it. Keep going. That should be alright. I mean, I might add it with like the other claps as well, because I mean they've got a live sound, so that might work. But for now, we'll just leave them there. Join that up. Control and J. Right, let's take a listen. Yeah, that's really nice. Okay, so let's put that in the clap group then, because I like that. I'll quickly EQ it, but it didn't sound too bad really. Let's have a look. Alright, yeah. That sort of transient looks a little bit too sort of sharp. We could maybe lose that, you know, just a little bit. Kind of tame it. Yeah. There you go, that's alright. Probably turn that up a bit now that I've done that. Okay. Cool. Yeah, okay, so let's get this in the clap group. And we'll put it in the other breakdown as well. The main one. Yeah, so we'll let like the breakdown have a moment where there's like just the piano and the vocal, because like it's got a nice effect to it. So let's give this a play from here. Sounds good. I might use that finger click all the way through. It actually sounds good. So just have a listen to them. Just take a listen to that on its own, and then I'll add the other stuff. It fits nicely, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, we might as well just play it all the way through, and at least it doesn't sound weird on its own then. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense to me. Right, so we'll just drag this all the way across then. One there as well. Actually, I'll just go all the way across, recklessly. And then just delete them. Saves a bit more time, or it seems faster doing it that way. Right, so get rid of that. That's alright. Lose that. Alright, cool, I like that. And we don't want it there either, sorry. So there we go, that's done now, that's good. Alright, great, so that's the first thing done. Let's have a look, we'll go back in the folder. An arpeggiated loop, yeah. So I'm going to show you this now. I don't know whether I'm going to use it. I think I might add it later. I do want to show you though, because it does sound good, like with everything else. Yeah, so this synth has given it more of a modern sound, like a new disco sound. But it really did work. It ended up working really nice in the track. It's just a loop I found on Splice. So I'm just going to play this with the music and the bass, just so you know what I'm talking about. I'll turn it off and on, or I'll turn it up and down, just so you can hear it. We're going to have it filtered, but... So it sounds cool there. I think it would sound cool on like a breakdown. I'll play it with the music. So I'll turn it up. Cool. I like it and it works. Might only be used for the intro, the outro, and the breakdown. Well, I'm going to skip past it for now. We're going to deal with that later. So, bass pops. Right, okay, so let's try this bass pops. And I'm just going to throw it in, and we'll just test it out with the bass. I'll just solo them both. Yeah, so the bass pop might not fit, but the bass slide will. So we're definitely going to use that. I'm going to try this first anyway, though. So I'll turn it down. I'm going to try and give it a funkier sound. I mean, it's alright. Yeah, I don't think I love it though, so I'm going to delete that for now. The bass slide, however, I definitely want to use this, so yeah, that's cool. I mean, our bass line's quite busy anyway. I do like to add them pops, don't get me wrong. That's why I thought I'd try it, because normally I do it, but on this occasion it hasn't worked. Let's get this bass slide up here then. Yeah, like a lot of these samples, what like an ideas I've put in that folder might not work, but yeah, I wanted to give myself enough like options to play with, so you're not just watching me like struggle on looking for samples and all that. Right, okay, so let's play this bass from like here, on its own, and we need to see what we can delete here. I'll turn that off for now as well. Yeah, so we just want this on the end here, so let's solo it. Should be like there, I think. That might be cool. So let's put this right on the dot there, and we'll have to delete the other part of the bass, but it's going to give it a live sound, or it should anyway. So let's highlight that. It's cool. Yeah, so put a fade on that there in one ear as well, just so there's no clicks or anything. Right, so let's play that from here. Yeah, we'll just hear how it sounds. It should sound alright. Right, yeah, so that bass slide's in the right place. I've noticed I need to cut that there because that'll clash with the other bass. So we've just got this little sort of bass slide chop that's going to, you know, it's going to sound sampled, but it's going to sound live too. So, yeah, let's just solo the bass, and then we're going to play it with the drums. I'll turn that down a bit. It might be too quiet, but... There you go. So that sounds cool. Right, we'll try it with the drums then, and like everything else. There you go, that's cool. Like, you're not really going to notice it, but it's going to be like sort of, it's going to add a live effect. So we're going to just throw this in like sort of here, there and everywhere. Yeah, so we'll just put these on like the sort of end of the sort of loops and grooves and all that. We'll just dot it about. So yeah, we'll just find a place for it now. Let's just do this. Get all of that out there. Right, so it definitely worked there. I mean, I think we just put it on the end, yeah. That'll be alright. This is the intro though, isn't it? So maybe we don't put it there. Maybe we put it there. Yeah, we don't want to give them too much on the intro, so we'll do that right at the end, which is going to signal the like the first sort of drop where the singing comes in. So I think that'll work there. We'll use that more in the groove, but this is just the intro in it, so we don't want to go too mad. Let's try that. Also, I could put it on like the drop as well, just before it kicks in. So we're gonna have that other drum fill in. So that'll be there like playing at the same time as it, but it'll make it sound like a band. So let's try that from there. Yeah, really cool. One there as well. Tell a lie, that's in the wrong place. I thought that was the main sort of halfway point, like where I'm going to put the ride in, like right after this bit. That's where we want another bass slide. So a little bit too early there, not to worry. Like this one here. There we go. Yeah, cool. Yeah, another one here. I think we put on the end of here. Like I said, I don't want to overuse it, but It's just keeping it interesting, isn't it? Okay, let's keep going then. So we're in the main breakdown. We can put that there because that's when it comes back in. Like everything comes back in. So we'll play that there. We can just do this quickly now. I know where I'm going. Yeah, so we want to go over here. Yeah, this one. That there. And just this last thing, this like sort of gap here where the drums come, where the kick comes out. Yeah, here. Yeah, that's just signaling the outro, so we can put one there as well. Yeah, and I think that might be it for the bass slide, so that's cool. We'll just colour that a different colour. I'll come back and sort out EQ in a bit, because I have got a lot to add here. And I don't know how long this video is going to be, but there definitely won't be a part 5. I'm just going to plough through this today. We've got bell noise. Let's see this. That's nice, yeah, and this other one. Yeah, I've played this bell noise at the same time as like the sort of like slowed down piano, so I think it's there. Sort of match the patterns up. Yeah, so I'll maybe try this and have it like really quiet in the mix. It just, yeah, like I say, ear candy. It might just help it move along because we're not like making a banger with like massive snare rolls and like hands up in the air. It's more of a groovy sort of just nice little drop, you know, nothing, a nice drum fill at the end. I really like that, so let's play them like just together. That sounded really good, that. Okay. Really nice. And it's, like I say, it's subtle, but it's really helping the track move along. Yeah, you're taking a lot of things out in a breakdown, so it's like keeping the interest can be difficult sometimes. So maybe just simple touches like this can help you, like your breakdown sort of progress. We have this other bell noise. Where would I have put this? So, I reckon I would have put that. Not there. Move it in. Actually, it might just be there. Couldn't really hear it there. I'll turn this up. Put this like that. So I wonder if I put that. Alright, so this bell noise is good. I think this one's better though. So we're just gonna delete that one. I like that, so I know I'm gonna place it. So we'll just keep doing that. Yeah. I think that last sort of bell noise, that might be a little distracting. But this is happening at the same time as the piano here, isn't it? So that might sound a little bit better with like a delay maybe. Yeah, that's better. Like I say, really cool. And it's off the F9 audio pack. It's just one of the little noises in there. It's really good. Okay, so I'll close that. That's cool. And we want to put that in the main break as well. Let's just copy that. I'll just Control and D and then just move it across here. Fine. And we'll just do the same thing on the main break with like these like slowed down pianos. Right, so we just put one there. One there. I think we just keep doing it. Right, okay, so I haven't lined them up properly, but I'll just quickly do that now. I want to lose that one. So that can go. Right, see if I've lined these up properly. No, I haven't. Right, so they're in place now, so we'll play this all the way through. Right, okay, I'm not going to play it as often. I think I didn't do that in the first one. Yeah, we'll play it a couple of times. You see, I don't want anything to sound like repetitive or boring, so...
in my head, don't know what to do. I got these feelings that I can't be without you. I got these feelings, every high, every low. I got these feelings that I'm lost in the soul.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, I think that sounds great. So yeah, we're going to keep going. Right, so let's get this bell noise right in here, and it's already got reverb on this group, so that's good. Yeah, really nice that. Okay, so there's another thing in the breakdown to give it some interest. What else have we got? Synth riser, chimes. Okay, so this is like the funk sparkle. I know where I'm gonna put this. It's just gonna like the sort of second gap. So yeah, it's in effects. Let's have a look. There's the funk sparkle there. So what we're gonna do is just put it in the gap there. So there you go. That's very easy. And we'll copy and paste one there as well. This is the full breakdown, or like the first one anyway. So we're gonna play these together. So I'll put them together. Put that up there. Yeah, we'll take a listen. I mean, they're doing a similar thing. This is the first one. And the second one. It's just like kind of nice noises, you know. I'll turn that down a bit. Right, so you've heard that. I can colour it, and then I'll play it with everything else, so you can hear it. Yeah, so these touches are nice when we don't have a lot in the breakdown. I think they go a long way. So, yeah, we'll give it a play for me, yeah.
Feelings in my head, don't know what to do. I got these feelings.
Turn it down a bit.
that I can't be without you. Feelings,
Maybe a little bit more. It doesn't need to be loud, just a little tiny bit in the background.
feelings that I can't be without.
Yeah, really like that. I'll take some low end out of it. And maybe add like a delay to it to give it sort of like a trippy effect. Let's see though. There's not much low end in it. Maybe dull it a little bit. Okay, that's cool. Possibly add like an LFO tool as well, so it's not like sort of like annoying people, and kind of give it some bounce. Yeah, that's a bit better. Possibly turn it up now that I've put a ducker on it. Okay, so let's play this again. I'll just turn the vocal off for now, just so you can hear these chimes a little bit better. Right, so we'll play it from here. That's all right there. All right, lovely. Very nice. I'll turn that bass slide down a little bit. Yeah, okay, so while we're on this breakdown, we might as well just chip away at like all the stuff we're going to need in there. So we've got the crowd noise. We'll throw that in. We'll have this really quiet in the mix. Turn it right down. And we'll EQ it as well. Hear it there. Yeah, so it just gives a cool effect. Right, so we'll get an EQ though, because we want to take the low end off. We'll take a lot of this off. Yeah, we just want those sort of frequencies. Yeah, I'll add like a slight side chain on it, just a little bit. We don't need to go too mad, because I want that to sound natural, but just might glue it a bit. nice. So yeah, that's just in the background there. So we'll put this with the vinyl crackle. So it's kind of like a background noise. So we'll colour it the same colour. Let's colour them grey. Yeah, and we'll add that crowd noise in the main breakdown as well. So we just put that there like that. Really like that. I was going to duplicate that there, but I'm just going to let that die down because that comes into the nice sort of section. We're going to like sort of lightly build it up. Right, okay, so let's go at these disco effects then. It's a bit crazy, that one. That one's not as mad, is it? Okay, so I like that. So I'm going to put this like sort of on the bridge section, just as it's like the kick and the bass. I'm going to see what that sounds like there. It might sound cool. So let's zoom in a little bit. We'll put this up here just for now. Right, so we'll try this disco effects here and see if it works. It might not. Okay, I don't know what it's doing at the end there. I didn't like that. I'll try this other one. See if it's any better. That's better. I mean, it works. It's clashing with the saxophone though. We can maybe find like another place for that. Okay, so I'm just going to delete it for now. Like I say, I thought I'd give it a try, but that isn't sounding right to me. I do like them effects though, so I'm going to find a place for them. But like, we'll move on though. Right, so this drum fill, we definitely need this in. This is really like setting the track up for the drop. It's this drum fill sounds really nice. Right, so yeah, let's get this drum fill in. This is really going to make the difference in the drop. Like Purple Disco Machine, like he has these type of like sort of drum fills just before the track kicks in, and it always sounds really cool. So yeah, so we're just going to play this from here, and you're going to hear how this sounds. But yeah, it fits really well, this. Right, so you're going to hear the drum fill here. You'll hear the bass slide working and everything else. So let's just play it from here. That fits perfectly, so we're going to definitely use this more. Let's have a look at it as far as EQ. I don't mind like sort of leaving some lows in here because there's not going to be a kick drum in this point, and like there's no bass line apart from the bass slide, so we can like we can leave a little bit in. Right, so 120, sorry, that was annoying. That yeah, so 120, I think that might be alright. Yeah, I like that. So yeah, we're going to play this again and just hear how it sounded. Yeah, this breakdown's really coming together now. So yeah, let's find some more places for this drum fill. So it's going to be up here. I think we'll put it in. We'll put it in the percussion section because we've got our other fill as well, haven't we? So we'll actually play all the percussion parts together after this. So yeah, we'll colour that like that, same colour. This is our other fill. We'll put them together. This is drum fill 1 and 2. Colour that the same colour as well. Yeah, so I know this drum fill's going to be here because this is where the piano comes in, and there's like a big gap. Like the drums are telling me where the drum fill's going to be. So, and another one there. And we've got our other ones here as well, so we've got a lot of variation in the drums there. We can leave that one there because that's the kind of bridge section, so we don't really need it there. This is the main break and then the main drop, so we'll definitely have that there. We definitely want one there, and then it comes to the end here, this longer gap. This is the outro, so we can just put this there as well. And I think that's great. So that's like loads of different variation on the percussion there. Let's just play it all together. And like I haven't even added the cowbell yet. It's going to sound even better with the cowbell in it. But let's listen out for the drum fills in this. So this and this. We're also going to have a clap fill as well, so it's going to be really grooving along this track. Right, so we're going to listen to the percussion and the claps, and we're just listening out for the drum fills here. So I'll open these up so you can see them. Right, let's just give it a play. Sound nice and live. Very nice. Turn it down a bit. It's just adding variation. Really nice, I really like that. Yes, we've got this extra piano, so we're going to add this. We'll probably use the sort of sparkly bits in the breakdowns as well. Yeah, so these kind of sparkly noises, we'll play it again. I'm going to use these in the breakdown, and I'll probably use this one like at the end of a groove. Yes, let's take a listen. Yeah, okay. Right, great. So we'll chop that one for now and get that out of the way. I'm just going to try and find a place for these. Like I say, just randomly going to do it. And things might move. They might get deleted. But we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I like that first one. I think we can place this a little bit like further back though. I don't want it to come in straight away. So let's move that. Actually, I'll just move that there for now. And we're going to move this to here. Yeah, so we're just going to see if we can place this nicely and like make it fit. Okay, so I'm just going to turn the vocal off for now, and I'm going to see if I can place this sort of nicer. Actually, I'll just solo the music parts and keep the clap on and the percussion. That's alright. So I've kind of found a place for it there. It's okay. It's just it's kind of random, but it's just like sparkle. It adds a little bit of extra sort of ear candy. So let's just take the percussion off. That's quite nice, yeah. Right, so we put that at the end. I might either put it there or sort of in the middle of the groove. Right, we'll get that other sample and we can put that like a little bit further on. Because it's the same, but it's different. It's the same notes, but I've played it differently. So it's going to have like sort of variation. Right, so I'll play that from there. Yeah, so it will have to go there, sorry. Yeah, it's not bad. That's cool. Yes, that's just nicely placed as well. So we'll maybe add some like nice reverb and some delays on these. Maybe I'll add a delay now just to give it that sort of nice sound. We'll just go back to ping pong delay. Sometimes I use H delay. I might use it later, but yeah, I like to quickly get like sort of delays down. I like to use this. So let's just see what that sounds like. That's cool. Bit extreme, but yeah, nice. This here's just got that sparkle, it sounds good, so try that one. Yeah. Right, let's try it again then, hear how it's sounding. Yeah, really nice. Where am I hearing that in my head? There, yeah. Probably where it was in the first place. That's cool. That's really cool. Is it in the right place though? I kind of want it to be the same time as the bass, don't I? The bass slide, let's have a think. So I'll play that like that. I think I'm probably going to want that at the same time as the bass, so... And we could have them at different times. That would sound cool as well. It would definitely sound live, but Let's just try and make this nice and tight. So the bass slide starts right on there, doesn't it? Okay, that's close enough. Let's just see if it works. Yeah, it works. I can cut some of that. I can afford to cut some of that, definitely. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so let's get an EQ on it. Let's try one of these piano EQs. I'll just throw it on. Yeah, that's alright. Right, I've put an EQ before it because I want to take some low end off. Not much though. Right, really nice. I can turn that down as well. That one's actually quite a bit louder than the other one, so maybe just turn that down. Just drop it a little bit. Yeah, really nice. Okay, that's EQ'd, so I'm going to put this in the music folder, and we'll give this a play like with everything, like with the vocals as well. Right, okay, so I'm going to play it from here with the vocals and everything, and we're listening out for like the sort of piano, sort of sparkly bits here. Sounds super live to me, and that was definitely the aim. We could actually, I don't know if these clash or not. That last note, when does it start? Let's just see if I can take that out. I don't think it'll be a problem actually. I'm just going to play it again. I'm going for realism, I suppose, but oh yeah, no, that sounds fine. Yeah, so like I said, we've got loads of music elements in here. And the breakdown's coming along, we're getting there. Okay, so we've got the extra vocals. So let's get this in now. I know I want the hook at the end, so we'll just go for this for the time being. I'm going to throw all these in again, and I'm going to try and like throw them in the groove. But this, I definitely want this hook. So let's turn it down. I'll take warp off it. And we're going to be putting it on the main break. It's not going to be on this one, so it's going to be over here. So this is only going to be getting played once, this sort of section. Drop that there. I'm going to have to warp it. I do that a lot with vocals, and then I do it a lot with music instruments when you're recording live. You can kind of like mold your vocal into the track. I mean, you have to do it a lot more, especially with remixing, because this song wasn't like designed for the track I'm making. It was obviously designed for another song. So yeah, using the warp feature, you can really sort of like seamlessly sort of mold a vocal into your track. Right, let's move that there, roughly. Okay, so I've got this in the right place. So I'm going to just take that little bit out there. We'll just tighten this up a bit. Right, and we'll solo the vocal.
But I'm lost in the smoke.
Oh yeah, we want that. That's just the end of the word, isn't it? So, right, now I want to highlight all of that and just make it a bigger block.
But I'm lost. But I'm lost in the smoke. But I'm lost in the smoke.
Right, so we're going to put this onto complex. Now, as you can see here, it picks up all the transients. So this is the warp feature. So you can kind of like move things around and move them onto the grid. So Ableton has picked up that the transient starts here. So you can move things to the grid. And we're only talking like milliseconds here. And you can kind of like mold the vocal and get it sounding tighter. So we're just going to experiment here until it sounds right.
But I'm lost.
Okay, so I think we can leave that there. Actually, no, I'll click on that and then let's move this.
But I'm lost in the smoke. But I'm lost. But I'm lost.
I'll move that one.
But I'm lost in the smoke.
I think this needs to come in even further, so let's do that.
But I'm lost in the smoke. But snow.
We're getting closer. I want to make it sound not like unnatural, you know. We're just positioning things for now.
But I'm lost in the snow.
And maybe put that out a little bit, so.
But I'm lost in the snow.
Maybe even a little bit more, so let's maybe try that to there.
But I'm lost in the snow.
I mean, it's a little bit wobbly, like I say, it needs a little bit more work, but as far as like, it sounds tighter with the track now, which comes in really handy for remixing. Right, let's try that actually. So I don't want to make this sound unnatural.
But I'm lost in the snow. 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 But I'm lost in the snow.
Okay, so after a bit of tweaking, I've managed to get that sounding right. I'll go into it later on and tweak it more, but it fits better now. So I'll play it from here.
But I'm lost in the snow.
Okay, so alright, so there you go. That's obviously not the way it was originally sang, but you can really get away with like sort of moulding vocals and like making them your own just by using this warp feature. So I'm going to play it on its own.
But I'm lost in the smoke.
Like, it's okay, like I've gotten away with it. It doesn't sound like over warped, so it's definitely going to work. We're going to add like delays and I'm going to have a reverb on this one as well. So yeah, it should sound nice, this. So let's just get it straight into the vocal folder. We're going to put that there. We'll colour this green. Okay, so I'm going to play this from the beginning, like of the first breakdown. What I'm actually going to do as well, now I'm looking at it, I'm going to add that vocal swell, like in the breakdown as well. So let's click on this automation. So the vocal swell is here and it comes in there. So when this comes in, I think we can faintly have that come back in and swell up to there maybe. And then click it again. Is that where it comes in? Let's have a look. So it drops in here. Have we got a gap there though? Yeah, so the gap comes out there. So I'm just gonna highlight this here. So that's where it starts. Alright, so we can move that to there. So I'll take it out at that point. And it comes back in there, doesn't it? Right, cool. So I can go there.
Feelings in my head, don't know what to do. I got these feelings, but I can't be without you. I got these feelings, every high, every low. I got these feelings, but I'm lost in the snow.
I might not even filter that in. I don't even think it needs it. Let me have a look at that again then. Vocal swell. Oh, I'll just bring it all in. I think it might sound alright like that. Yeah.
But I'm lost in the snow.
Yeah. Yes, we're really getting somewhere with this breakdown now. Let's just keep going. I haven't even done these lists yet, so it might be a lengthy video, this one. Yeah, so let's just, we'll go back from here and we'll regroup. Okay, so let's just get this cowbell in. It's about time I've got this in. Yes, I know I want to put this. I'm just going to put it on the kick and the clap, basically, just to give it like a really funky sound. I do like offbeat cowbells as well, but I think for this one it's going to sound better like on the kick and the clap. So let's just play this from here. Turn it up. Right, so we can just right, so let's just duplicate across, and that's all we're going to do. Just play it like that. Like I say, it's not going to be like sort of like a complicated pattern or anything. And I hear this in a lot of funk tracks, so this should sound nice, this. Yeah, cool. Right, I get an EQ, and it'll sound nice with some reverb as well. So yeah, once the reverb's on this, it'll sound a lot more sort of like with the track. That's fine. For now, that's fine. Okay, let's get it in the percussion folder. I'll put it there. Okay, so let's put this all the way across, and we're going to play this whole intro. We're going to add it throughout the track as well, but let's see how this is sounding from the start. Yeah, see, as you can hear there, sounds really funky. Like, you need these cowbells in your disco funk tracks. They go a long way. It makes it sound more live as well. It's got a really... To me, my foot's tapping straight away with stuff like this. And it's only a simple pattern. It's not even doing anything, really. We need to add some reverb to it, I've just noticed. So let's just do that. And hear that on its own now. There we go. That's without. Yeah, cool. Yeah, really like that. Right, brilliant. Right, so we're just going to place this cowbell in the other spots now. So I think the bongo's in there straight away when that comes back in. So I think we just put that there and go all the way across. That's the triangle there. Right, so that's alright. And then move this. We could probably have it in the breakdown as well. Maybe put it there. Now this is the main drop, so we're just going to have everything in, aren't we? So we can just play this all the way through. And when does it stop on the intro? So there's like 2 blocks there. So we just do that and stop at 2 blocks as well. So that's the same as that. Like a mirrored version, the intro and the outro. Right, so there you go. That's in. Perfect. Like I said, this is really, really coming along now. I don't know if I'm going to use everything in this folder. I'm just like sort of randomly going into it now. Extra piano, that's in. Extra vocals, ride cymbal. Okay. We're going to put that in next. I know where this is going as well. And again, it's going to be a simple pattern. It's kind of just going to be doing the same thing as the cowbell, really. It's going to be on the kick and the clap. Normally I go a bit crazy on my house tracks with rides, like the 909 stuff. But we can be a little bit softer with this. We're just using it to add some extra energy. So we're going to play this from here. And then, I mean, this can come in the same time as the cowbell because it's happening at the same time. And it's going to be covering the higher end. So actually, it's probably a good idea. So let's just do that. Okay, I'm going to solo the kick and the hats and this ride. Okay, it sounds a bit crazy there. We're going to put a side chain on it though. I find like a live ride loop as well if I'm not happy with this, but I think this will be alright for now. Okay, that's good. So, right, let's get the LFO tool so this bounces a bit more. That's cool. That's with it for extreme. You can kind of do that. That's cool. Definitely get an EQ on it. We don't need that that low end. And obviously things might change as well. I could tweak all of this. Definitely turn it down. Cool, and the percussion. Cool. Right, okay, so I'm going to put this in the right section. That comes in here, like where the drum fill is, then the ride will come in. So it'll be like this. Like that. So we're going to go all the way across there, and then that's the bridge. We're not going to have it there. And then we are going to have it on the main drop. Probably have it happening all the way through. Maybe take it out halfway and add it. Or maybe like vice versa, take it out there. For now, that's fine though. And I'll hear like the hats together with the ride in it. Probably turn it down a touch more. It sounds live. Okay, that's excellent. Okay, next we've got a reverse crash. Let's just throw that in very quickly. I know exactly where this is going. It's just going before every crash, so that's very simple. We can just blast this through and get it in. And put that there, kind of get it on the line. I'll do, cut that there. And let's make this shorter, so maybe there. Even that might be too long. Put a fade on it. Turn it down and I'll put it next to the crash. And let's see how this sounds. Let's pan it left. That's good. It needs an EQ again. And once again a side chain, just slightly. Cool. Right, let's hear that with everything else. Maybe boost some highs as well. Let's try lifting that up. Maybe a little bit. Quite nice. Yeah, okay, so we're going to get this on every, like before every crash. So let's go from here and just duplicate across. Let's just do that. Yeah, there we go, and highlight them pink. Okay, very nice. So let's play that together with like the effects and the music as well, actually, just so we can hear them. Nice. All right, brilliant. Right, let's move on to the next thing. Okay, so I've got this sweep down 2 here. We're going to put this on the drop. We've got one in the breakdown. But we were using it a lot, so I wanted to like pick another one just for interest. So this is when it like the main break. This is when it kicks in. This is going to come in. So we'll play that from here. Turn it down. Yep. Right, so it needs to duck and it needs EQing. So once again, we'll quickly jump in. Okay, so that's that done, and get the LFO tool again. Right, cool. Right, so we've got a sweep down happening there. We can put one there, this one here then. And there's our other one there. So I'll put these together actually. Alright, cool. So that's the main breakdown, and that's when it comes back in. So put one there. There's the other one. And where does the track end? Alright, okay, yeah. So we've got one there as well. How about we put that one there, and then put that one there. That's cool. Right, let's leave that like that for now then, that's good. Right, and we're back in again. So, tambourine fill. That'll be cool. What we could also do is that bongo fill as well. I wonder if that's going to work or not. Let's try this bongo loop. It might not work, but it's a little bit rapid fire, but it could sound cool in like the mix with everything. So we'll have to like delete the bongo part here, so they're not happening at the same time. Let's try that. And I'll highlight the bongo. Actually, I'll highlight the percussion and this bongo fill, and just see if it's working. So we'll try it from here. Yeah, this is all sounding really good. So right, let's just keep going. I could maybe take some low end off. I don't think I want the bongo fill happening at the same time as the drum fill. We'll have them like two separate things. Yeah, we'll have it happen at different times, so it's not so repetitive. Okay, let's get one of them on there. Because it's quite rapid fire, we'll kind of duck it. Right, cool. So that's happening on the end of there. Let's get this in the percussion folder. Let's get this right at the top. I can see how many layers we've got here. It's getting crazy now, but everything's got its place. Right, okay, I don't think I want to have it there. I think that's where the drum fill is, so it's not going to happen there. Have we got the drum fill happening there? So why don't we delete that drum fill and then put the bongo fill there, just so this isn't becoming so like boring. Yeah, so we have that variety there. So let's just try that here. Cool. Again, I need to delete the bongo there because I don't want them happening at the same time. Could possibly push that up as well. So this is good. Yeah, I'm having fun with this now. It's like we're past that eureka moment, or that like breakthrough moment. It's really becoming like a really nice remix, this now. Right, yeah, so the drum fill is happening there, so that's not going to happen there. And I'm going to take that drum fill out again. So it's happening it's happening before the drop and in the middle, and then we've just got this little bongo thing at the end. So I've been saying that I could try playing them both together. I think I did say I was going to do that, but I was just thinking it might clash there. But right, let's try just these, just the percussion actually. Just go from there. I don't know if it's clashing or not. We'll try it with everything. Yeah, it's clashing for me, that. Right, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to delete that one there. Take the bongo out there. Maybe try it there with the drum fill. I'm not sure it'll work or not, but there's only one way to find out, isn't there? That's where we're putting that, definitely. So that's going to complement that drum fill there. So that's really good. And that's making this more like sort of repetitive now. Oh, that's really good, yeah. That's actually perfect. So, yeah, brilliant. So I wasn't sure whether to put it just at the end so like it's not so repetitive, but if it's working, it's working. Really nice. So what I will do then is put that drum fill back there, and then put that back like that, and then do that again there. We've also got the tambourine fill that we're going to put in there as well, so that's going to sound cool. And we'll do the same thing here. We'll put that there, and we'll put that one there. I mean, I could play these bongo loops together, but I'm trying to make it sound realistic. I know you could have two bongo players in a band, but even still. Yeah, I like that. So that's definitely in the right place. So this is really, really coming along now. Yeah, like while we're there, we'll go for that tambourine fill as well, and we'll see if we can add that. Right, okay, so we're chucking this in. We'll put it straight in the hat group, and I'll just put it next to the tambourine loop, and yeah, see if we can fit it together. Okay, so the tambourine's there, and we're going to put it at the same time as the bongo fill. So that's going to go there then. So we'll play these tambourines together, and I'll take that off there. Yeah, so here's our original tambourine loop and the fill here. So let's play that. Okay, so it sounds a bit choppy there, but in the mix that might sound alright. Like you'd never tell like there. It's like it's a two different tambourine recordings, but yeah, that's working. That take some low end off again. Cool. Right, that's great. So every time the bongo fill happens, I'm putting that tambourine fill in. So that's there and there. And just do this throughout the track. Okay, we'll leave it where the drum fill comes in, just again for variation. That's cool. Alright, that's great. So let's go to colour that orange. Get some mellophone. Yeah, really nice. So much we need to add. Synth sweep. Yeah, I don't think I want to bother with that. Let's have a look. So we've got this new guitar. We can fit this somewhere. Probably going to try this in the main breakdown as well. So yeah, let's get that in now. Find a place for this. So we'll start in the main breakdown, because I can kind of imagine hearing it here when like the piano stops or like the vocals stop. Okay, so that guitar's in, it's actually working quite nicely, so I'm going to play it again. Play the music. Try it there. Or maybe just straight away. Right, it's a little bit repetitive, this. It works well there. I could either chop this off, or I could just like not have it in the main groove. I think maybe that. Maybe that, yeah. So I'm going to join that up. If this doesn't work, I'll just delete it. It's not a problem. We've got, like, I'm spoiled for choice as far as music anyway, so... That's cool. But I don't know if I love it, so... That's alright there, to be fair. I might have to do something a little bit more sort of interesting here as well. Maybe cut this one. So that there. Yeah. For now, that's all right. Okay, so we've done like a sort of little fill there, very basic. Yeah, so we're going to automate like reverbs and stuff. So I'll possibly make this like sort of a little bit more like variation. But that's sitting okay for now. I'm not sure it's working in the main groove, so we're going to move on. Right, so we've got this riser. I'm going to throw this in as well. I mean, again, I don't know if it's going to work. I've just chucked a load of random stuff in, but... that bit, so maybe like, because it was kind of sounding cool towards the end there. Right, let's lose that. So if I do that and then pull that back there. Not bad. Yeah, I like it. It needs ducking loads, and we're gonna kind of like sort of pan it, so it's not so like in the way. Because it sounds a bit messy there. But it's fine. Definitely needs a side chain. I'll actually put some auto pan on it as well. Put that up here. I've got this around the head. Just chuck that on there. That'll be all right. So it's like kind of moving left to right on the headphones. LFO tool, get a good duck on this. Get rid of that click. Right, that tambourine can come out there. And the shaker. Okay, I mean it works. I mean I could replace it. I think we'll filter it in as well. So let's go to that there, and we'll find like the right frequency to start with. Just like that, and then bring it up. Doesn't even need to really be that loud either. It's just like adding something else, isn't it? Okay, it'll do for now. I'm still not 100% on it. Yeah, let's try this breakdown synthesizer, because I did say I was going to try and reverse this and see if I can get some out of it. Let's press R for reverse. That's cool. And then we'll put this the same time as like we've put the last riser. Put that there. We'll add a fade this time. Let's see what that sounds like. Like I say, it might not work. I think that sounds better than the riser, so maybe we just replace this. I'm not sure where to put it though. Maybe it sounds good there, or do we just cut it out here? Okay, so we'll try it here. Right, so maybe just on this little gap here, might be alright. Okay, so if I'm doing that, actually, I'll put that other riser back in. I might just have it quiet in the mix as well. It doesn't need to be much. Put that there, doesn't really matter. Try that. I'm going to cut a lot of the low end out of this because I just want this to be thin. Yeah. Okay, let's try this for me with the two risers. Can really hear that. So we're just putting all the pieces together here. I think we're nearly done. I mean, as far as this this folder anyway, we can do the last few like little things on this list. I mean, I had a feeling this would be a longer video because I had a lot to get through. But yeah, we're nearly there now. We're definitely nearly at the end of it. Okay, so let's have a look. I think we might be done. So, riser, new guitar, disco effects. Yeah, I think we've done everything in there. All right, brilliant. So now we're going to go on to this list here. This isn't going to take long. These are just sort of little jobs to do. And then I'm going to play it all the way through. And then hopefully, I mean, I think it is already. It's already at a stage where I can send this to a DJ now. So, right, so this first one on the list, make a filter kick. Really easy to do. So all we're going to do is just click on this, press Ctrl and D, and we've duplicated the channel. So I'm just going to delete all of that. And I'm going to add a filter onto this channel here. So let's throw this one on here. I'm going to call it filter kick. I'm going to click on this band. We're going to go to 120 Hertz and add some resonance. Now we're going to just drag down this kick here where we want the filter to start. So I think we can just do like half of this. That should be alright. Do that as well. Okay, so we'll take a listen to this filter kick and the other kick as well, like the normal one. Yeah. And this one. So there you go, that's what that does. So this is on our intro, we can have the filter kick there, so we can do the same thing here as well. Do that, and then just drag it down. It's quite cool. And again, we're just making like use of the stuff we already have, you know, just to keep that interest. Oh, I can actually drag that down as well. Alright, cool. Right, so that's the first one done. Now I've put make a filter bass. I don't think I'm going to do that because I don't think it's going to work. I like them bass slides and I like all the live sounds and all that. So I'm going to skip that one. Right, yeah, so this is that free VST I was on about. I'll leave a link for it. It's called Vinyl. And yeah, it just makes everything sound old and vintage. Yeah, it's a free download from Isotope, which are a really good VST company. So here it is, Vinyl. I'm going to throw this on the music chain. Right, so now as you can see, we've got this, it's making noises already. We're going to turn this dust down. As you can see, it's got like different ages, like 1930s, 1950s. We're going to click on this 1970s one. We're going to tweak all this, that gain. I don't mind a little bit of dust in it. I'm going to give you an example of what this is doing. So we're going to find like a music part where there's like a lot of music happening. Right, okay, cool. So I'm going to turn it off and I'm going to turn it back on. You should be able to hear it like sort of like it makes it sound older. I'll turn it on. And what we can also do, we can add like warp. I'll go extreme here, but it's making it sound like it's on a vinyl. So I mean, that's all over the place. So we kind of don't want any of that on. Maybe a touch of it, just to give it a bit of wobble. That's cool. Kind of push that to there. Let's push this a little bit and drop the gain, like possibly there. We'll try these other years as well, just to, like for curiosity. And here, there. But it's cool. Let's go for that one. It sounds very digital there. It's really cool, and it makes you sound like authentic and like vintage sounding. So, and it's free, so I'll leave a link to that. You definitely want to download it. Okay, so that's the next one on the list. Right, crash fills. Okay, this is easy enough. So let's just get the crash, and we'll put some fills in like the obvious places. Right, so we'll get that live sound and crash. So let's see where we could put these. I reckon we do one here at the end of the intro. So we can do like a 1, 2, 3, 4 there. And that's going to work well with the bongo fills and all that. So let's just do that. See how that sounds. Yeah. So just put one on the end here. Is that the end? It sounds a bit messy with the drum fill. Nice. Okay, we can do another crash fill there as well. Right, that can go there. Cool. Yeah, and it fits there as well. So, okay, that's a good start for now. I may like do some more variation in the breakdown to like add some extra bits. But it didn't really fit on that first breakdown there. Right, okay, so that's alright. Right, add double claps. Again, very easy to do. So this is going to give it like a really nice disco sound. And again, you hear it in a lot of disco records. So we'll just loop this clap here. Right, cool. So we're just going to do a double at the end there. Right, I'll do the same with the other clap. And put that there. Right, so let's hear that then. Yeah, that's really nice. So we'll play that throughout. So we can highlight all of that now and join them back up. And let's just play that through every single one there. Really nice. And I say these are it's really quick to do that. Like these things on my list don't take any time at all. So I know we're getting a bit lengthy on this video now, but I wanted to just push this through till the end. I think we're in a really good place now. It's definitely good enough to send to some people to test out, like I said. So there you go. That was easy. Double clap fills. We'll hear how it's sounding with the groove and all that. Yeah, nice. Nice. Sounds really live now. Yeah, that's cool. Lovely, right, so add clap fill the same time as the drum pattern. Yeah, we'll do that now as well. So let's get this this drum fill here. Okay, so we're going to highlight this drum fill here and now we'll take a listen. So on that, like sort of when it's doing the sort of tom bit, we're going to add claps at the same time. So let's just see if that adds any more sort of impact. We just use the same one, it doesn't really matter. I'll try that there. One there as well. I'm just matching them here, kind of just lining them up. Okay, that's alright, see that? Alright, hang on. Okay, cool. So we'll just try that. Maybe it's too much, but that needs to be there, doesn't it? Like that. I'm going to join it up and turn it down though. I don't think it needs to be that loud. We can just have it like kind of subtly in the background because the drum fill is doing the work. Just a little bit. Okay, the volume's right there, so that's cool. We'll do that throughout the track as well then. Right, so wherever the drum fill happens, we'll add that as well. So that's really good. That's there. So we can just highlight these two. I can see the drum fill underneath that. So I'll put that one there as well. Just where the gap is here. And one there as well, is it? No, it's not, is it? Right, let's keep going. Put this over here. And that's going to go there. And one over here as well. And also there. Right, okay, so that's that done. Let's try this from the drop here, just to hear how this is sounding.
But I'm lost in the snow.
I like it throughout the track, maybe not on that main drop though. We'll try it here as well. Maybe just turn it down a little bit more. I kind of just want to add like extra weight to the drum fill. I mean, it doesn't have to be like piercing or anything. that's cool. Right, and the last thing is to automate the strings and make them sound more realistic. Yeah, so I'm going to get my keyboard for this. You can do the automation like with like sort of using your mouse keyboard and all that. I'll show you my keyboard now. I mean, yeah, it's nothing special. It's just a Novation Launch Key 49. But with the sort of string, you can kind of, when it's born up and down and changing chords, you can just kind of go down, up, and you can automate it like that. And it can like, it's a lot easier to do as opposed to using a mouse or using like the laptop pad. I mean, I guess you could sort of like, you could make it happen. You could definitely make it happen just automating it. You might just have a little bit more, like, have a hard time doing it. Right, so I'm going to give you an example of this string, like making it sound more realistic. And then we're going to play this track all the way through, because I think we're pretty much at the finishing line now. Okay, so let's play this string. Now, as you can hear, like, the velocities are all the same, so it sounds a bit robotic. Yeah, so every time the chord changes, we're like going up and down and kind of sort of like tweaking the volume as if the string was like born. Like if like a string player or a violin player was using the bow, like it would swell, like it would go from quiet to loud. So I'm going to give you an example here. If you go on YouTube, there's good tutorials teaching you how to do this better. I'm just like showing you a quick way how to do it here. So I'm just going to click record and I'm just going to try this a few times. I'm just messing around with the volume here. So I'm just pressing up and down. And the volume's moving there, so I can kind of just move it like that. It's quite simple. So I'm going to give this a couple of goes and then we'll go from there. Right, okay, so let's give this a try then. So there you go, I've kind of done it there. So now this is just automating this volume. So let's just do this. Let's hear how it sounds now. See how it's moving every time the chord changes. That's all I'm doing. So that's a really basic way of how to do that. Right, so I'm going to click on this lock here, and then this should move the automation with the string. Yeah, it does. Right, so we just need that then, don't we? Let's just cut that. Right, okay, so I'm going to put this over here and we're going to just copy this across with all the automation on it. Let's put this across, just like that. Right, let's go. Really nice. What I'll do, because it's too loud now, we can just go to plugins. We can go to utility and we can control the volume here, so we'll just turn it down a bit because I like what it's doing as far as the volume automation. Yeah, so let's just turn it down a bit on this gain. So there we go. Sounds a little bit more realistic. So let's play it with everything else. Okay, that's sounding great. So there's only one more thing to add really, and I don't know whether I'm going to add it at all, but we're going to try it, and then once we've done that, I'm going to play this all the way through for you. So, right, let's have a look then. Where is it? It's that ARP, isn't it? This here. Now I remember playing on the break. I remember playing this on the breakdown and the intro, and it sounded quite nice. I just don't think I want all of like the sound. I want to filter it. So let's get a filter and kind of sort of tame it a little bit. It does work. I think it's more for the breakdown though, now I'm listening to it. So let's put this where that guitar was actually. So that can come in the same time as that, like sort of new guitar we added. That might just complement that a little bit.
So let's play this from here. So the harp and the guitar clash. So it's just now it's up to me which one I prefer, because that actually sounded really good in the breakdown. I feel like that guitar. Oh, where is it? That. Let's put this up here actually, and let's just compare them. Okay, so I'm going to turn that off. I think I prefer that to the guitar, but I like this as well. Maybe we can have the guitar later on, like in the groove. So I'm just gonna delete that, and I'm gonna keep this in the main break because I think this sounds a little bit better. That riser can come up. I think we're there. I think we're nearly there. So, what else? Oh yeah, that guitar. So, see if I can get this working. Right, that's working there. So we're going to put that in. This is just on the main drop, so this can just add some more interest. It's pretty good. Could probably add that on the intro as well then, because it is doing the same thing as the guitar. So this comes in here, and then we can put that in halfway. So just play that. Cool for the intro, so it's not like happening all the time, and maybe we'll do that for the outro as well then. So I honestly think I've put all the pieces together here. Now what I do now, like what I normally do, is I'll sit on the track a couple of days before I send it to a label, and then normally I think of other ideas, or like things get deleted, things get taken away, things get added. Yeah, but I don't like to rush a demo. Like I say, you can think of other ideas. Okay, so I think that's good. Actually, I think I prefer the chop that I do, because it's got a bit more space, hasn't it? So let's just do that. Yeah, that's fitting better with the track there. So there we go. We've done loads and loads of work. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in and watching this. I know this has been a lengthy one. I mean, it's taken 4 weeks to make this track. Shout out to Jenna Leroy for sending me these vocals, though. They really are amazing. It's always good fun working on Jenna's vocals. But yeah, like I say, with all the editing and all the prepping and all that, these tutorials take a bit of time. But I always try and like bring quality, or at least like inspire some music ideas. And I think we've got there. I think we've done a good job here. So yeah, what I want to do, I want to play this all the way through for you. I might make some tweaks here and there as it's playing. But yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so I'm going to play this all the way through for you then.
Right, there it is, guys. Thanks very much for tuning into this course. I really appreciate everyone's support. Yeah, once again, shout out to Jenna as well. Like I say, go and check her page out as well. Very talented. Yes, I mean, at this stage now, the volumes are still a mess. Like, I'd go in and, like, maybe process things a little bit more. Get things kind of, like, sitting tighter in the mix. But I think as far as, like, music elements and placement, we really are in a good place now. I mean, I'll definitely make tweaks to this. This is definitely not the final product. So thanks very much for tuning in, guys. I hope you took something from it. And I'll see you very, very soon for a new tutorial. Alright, peace out, guys. Cheers.